Growing up, I lived with my grandma. She had a lot of foster kids a lot of the time. We always went to church. It was always a big thing. I had visitations with my mom, my dad, and siblings. Come 13, my grandfather was leaving my grandma, and she thought it would be best for me to live with my aunt and uncle. I became very suicidal and just felt like I didn't belong anywhere. And I acted out. I went out a lot. I disobeyed my aunt. I did drugs and became pregnant at a very young age, and we didn't go through with the pregnancy. I ended up moving in with a boy that I met online at a very young age. My aunt had a new boyfriend at the time. All my stuff was packed away, and I found myself with nowhere to go. So I stayed with my maternal grandmother. Then I became pregnant. At 6 months of being pregnant, they told me that there was a potential that my son could have something called cystic fibrosis, which is life-threatening. And they said, if you want to terminate, you can. I said, that's my son. I'm not gonna do that. So we had him. He was sick when he was born, and about 2 weeks after he was born, they said, yeah, he has cystic fibrosis. I was alone. I was with the father, but he didn't really do anything. And after a lot of years of abuse and everything, he found someone else, and his mom said, I think it's best if you move out. I did the right thing, I thought, and said, keep my baby until I find somewhere to go, because I don't know where I'm gonna go. But I still saw my son and was saving up money. And then before I could do that, I got court papers at my job that they were going for custody of my son. I knew I'd lose because I had nowhere to go. All I had was a job. The boyfriend of one of my friends, I guess he was her ex at the time, we had hung out prior. He had met my son before. He reached out and asked me how I was doing, and I just let everything out. It's like, I don't want to lose my kid. I'm trying the best I can to keep him. He was like, can you get your stuff and your kid? You're gonna come stay at my house. Zach, who is my husband now, quit his job and stayed home with my son and watched him for me while I continued to work and go through court. I basically got full custody, and the father got visitations. I remember seeing them just love my son and me, and I just didn't understand why they were so gracious to me and my son. They told me about God, and I started going to church with them, and that's how I found God. Even though his parents reintroduced me to God, it still was more of I'm a good person, I don't steal, I try to do the best I can, I'm nice to people. Never was really living in his light. Recently, I had a stroke. It was very, very scary. And I remember in the hospital, I told my husband, I want to live every second of my life thanking him, praising him, telling people about him, because it could have been so much worse. I could have died, but I survived. I had the best possible case. It's brought in my whole family close to him. My kids praise him on their own. Yeah, it took a really scary situation to happen, but I'm thankful that stroke happened, because I don't know where I'd be if it didn't happen. I have been baptized before as an adult. I don't think I fully understood what it meant then. Now that I've had more years living and getting to know God, to me, baptism is truly dying to oneself and really living the way that He wants you to live. It's the choice that you make every day to not give in to those fleshly things and choosing Him. I really hope that in my walk with God, God provides me with situations where I can share my story with people and show them that even through negative things, you can find so much positive and so much to still be thankful for. I am a living testimony. I did not have an easy life. I want to be able to show specifically younger females who maybe are going through similar things that If you just choose him and you go to him, you can find so much beauty, and he's there with you through those hard times. And even if you're so lost and feeling like you're unworthy because you feel gross about yourself or the situation that you're in, he doesn't see you like that. You're beautiful to him, no matter how messy you feel you are. And I hope he gives me that opportunity to show these girls that you can turn away from it and he will still accept you, and you can live a beautiful life. It's possible.